through how you can integrate Google Sheets with Webflow, the Webflow CMS specifically. This is currently done using an API, but with SheetLink you can integrate and interact with this API using no code at all. First, we'll make a copy of this template. This Webflow template is going to allow you not only to see your CMS items, but also update them. Let's walk through how this works. We'll follow the steps here. We've copied the sheet. We need to make sure the add-on is installed. It looks like it's installed, but we also need to make sure Use in this document is selected. Now that we're using the document, I'm just going to reload the screen. If all is well, we'll see authentication. This is how we can link our Webflow account with this Google Sheet using SheetLink. So we've got Webflow here, and we're going to need to paste our Webflow key. You can find your Webflow key once you sign into Webflow. I've already signed in, and you can generate a new API token, or you can get an old one. You'll find this in your dashboard, select on your project, go to integrations, and it should be right there on the bottom. This button is to generate a new one. This is because I already have an API token. I'm going to paste my API token directly in the Google Sheet pop-up box. We have success. Now what we're going to need to do is link this Google Sheet with SheetLink. If this is your first time using SheetLink, you're going to need to create an account. But if you already have an account like I do, then it will automatically be linked. Now that our sheet is linked to SheetLink, just read and run the formula, and look at that, we get our Webflow site ID. This is the ID that we'll need to get our collections. You'll see that this site ID is already referenced. The Webflow list collections formula should give us all of our collections, and it did. Now let's get the collection ID. This is required to get all the items in this collection. We're going to reference the methods collection. So these are methods that I have. And right now we're using some options from Webflow. You can click here to check out our options documentation. For example, if I only wanted 2 options, I can change the limit to 2. Now that I've got my item ID and my collection ID, I'm ready to actually update the collection item live. What I need to do is find the field that I want to update and the new value. If you notice, the name has 2 H's in it right now. For patch, I'm going to change the name to patch with 1 H. If you notice, this is an option, so this is a little bit of JSON formatting. You don't really need to understand it, but if you go into the Webflow documentation, you'll see what they mean by how you actually need to format everything. I've created a formula to do this automatically. Once we're ready, we will update this item live on our website. And it worked. If you reload your collection items, we're going to make sure this one's not ready, but this is working, and we only have 1 H. If you want to use any of the other Webflow formulas, just be sure to check out the Webflow documentation. We have several formulas already created to make your life very easy to interact with the Webflow CMS.